This is Demon Marked, Book 1 of the Venandi Chronicles, an urban paranormal romance series. Written by Sara Snow. Narrated by Selena Salcido and Henry Shader for Hot Ghost Productions.
Chapter 6. Carter. She was upset. Okay, that made sense. Just calm down, I urged, holding my hands out in front of me to indicate I wasn't a threat. I wasn't sure how exactly her powers were manifesting, but I didn't want to find out the fatal way. I'm not going to hurt you. I couldn't help noticing that she was even more beautiful up close. Her delicate features reminded me of Grace Kelly, an actress who had been popular back when I was a child. Even when she was upset, she was attractive, her cheeks flushed and her purple eyes flashing. But I couldn't allow myself to focus on that right now. I needed to get her to hear me out. Listen, what's your name? I asked. Kingston hadn't given me much information to go on before sending me here. He just knew where the woman was, where his sense of her power was strongest. To hell with that, she snapped, jabbing her umbrella in my direction. I don't know how things work where you're from, but you broke into my apartment. Tell me your name. Carter, I said, holding her eyes. Your turn. Georgia, now get the hell out. I just saved your life, I reminded her. That thing was a soul eater, so I saved your soul, too. I don't know what you want from me, but you're not getting it, she snapped, poking her umbrella at me again. Irritated, I snatched the thing out of her hands. You're being ridiculous, I told her, and the look of angry indignation she shot my way made me realize that I was in the line of fire. A second later, a paring knife, of all things, came rocketing out of the woodblock in the kitchen, sailed across the room, and found a new home in my right arm. It hurt, but I wasn't worried. I had supernatural healing. Pulling it out, I looked at Georgia and saw a flicker of guilt cross her face. Did you do that on purpose? I asked, raising an eyebrow at her. Her eyes were glued to the wound in my arm. It was barely bleeding and it started to heal already. Georgia looked like she might pass out, she was so overwhelmed by what was happening. Why don't you sit down? I asked, gesturing to the futon. She stubbornly shook her head, staying on her feet even though I could see that her arms and legs were weak and shaky. She had a strong will, I'd give her that. I decided to look around for a chair to bring over and noticed for the first time that there was almost no furniture in the apartment at all. There was only the futon. Strange. I didn't consider myself the type of immortal who got stuck in the past, but sometimes I had trouble wrapping my head around modern trends like minimalism. She didn't even have a kitchen table. Georgia, you're special. I think you already know that, though, I said, holding up the knife she'd thrown at me with her mind. You think? She retorted, breaking eye contact. I wanted to reach out and lift her chin, to make her keep up the fierce, almost challenging way she was looking at me, because it showed that she had plenty of strength. But I didn't because the move would be too intimate. You're special, I repeated. Kingston had advised me to not tell her that she was half demon. He was worried it would just freak her out and confuse her more. Seeing how she was reacting now, I had to agree. If you want answers, I know where you can find them. I pulled a card out from the pocket of my trench coat. It was white cardstock with black lettering, and the only thing printed on it was an address. I held it out, but she wouldn't take it. We are the Vanandi, I told her. We're the good guys, and we want to help you. The distrust in Georgia's eyes made me feel strangely proud of her. Yes, it made my life more difficult, but she didn't know me or my intentions. It would be foolish to hand over her trust so easily. I would have to earn it, and I would. What are you? She asked suddenly. The Venandi are a group of slayers who fight demons, vampires, and other supernatural creatures, I rattled off, purposefully misunderstanding her. I was talking about you, she insisted, but I shook my head. Let's save that one for another time. Introduce you to the world of the supernatural slowly. World of the supernatural. She let out a chuckle that wasn't the least bit humorous. Are you for real? I guess my brain injury must be flaring up again. Trust me, I'm real. Walking over to the kitchen, I placed the card with the address on the counter. Come by if you want to learn the truth. But know this, you're not safe. That soul eater was just the beginning. Others will come for you. Let the Venandi teach you how to defend yourself. You'll need to know if you're going to survive. Georgia needed time to process everything, so I left the apartment. I'd done my job. The ball was in her court now.